Okay, so this is just a general sort of case study. Well, the case study is actually on my trust, one of my trusts. What do you do when you get unrealistic land values? So if you get, what happens is every year the valuer general issues an assessment of what they think certain values of land is. And this is called unimproved value of land. From that value are determined your rates and also the land tax you pay. And so if all of the values went up in unison in Brisbane, it wouldn't cost everybody much more in rates because they just changed the rate of rates. However, it would cost more in land tax because land tax doesn't get changed in that way. And of more concern to us is if one goes up in an unrealistic manner when it really didn't go up any more than comparable things, then you can object against it. The particular instance that was easy for me, well, in the past, on commercial properties, we've done objections. We've usually briefed a real estate valuer organisation, someone like Chesterton International, or someone like that, to do the objections on our behalf. And they used to have a very good service where for a couple of $100, they do an assessment and tell you, oh, it's worth objecting or it's not. Currently don't have a good arrangement like that. It's pretty expensive to get that done at the moment. So I'll tell you a case study of where we did an objection when we actually did it, I did it. And why I think it's really relevant at the moment is everybody knows that land is not really shooting up in value at present. Some of these properties that some of our clients own out in Mackay or even in the Brisbane area, they're just not worth the money they used to be. And so has that been adjusted in their valuations or not? And they should be a bit vigilant about that and just have a look at it. The particular one that they got up my nose on was that there's two blocks side by side down at Rat Downey that we bought, farming blocks. And they put the value up on one of them not very much, and the other one they put it up significantly, but the bank had just come through and wanted us to do our 3-yearly review, which they do, and reassess the valuation of all of the properties to see if our security ratios were appropriate and so forth. So we have valuation reports on these properties. So this particular one was just obviously was total rubbish. They'd just gone on and applied a 10% increase or something. We bought it at the top of the boom. It's not worth what we paid for it. But here they are telling us it's worth 10% more. There are no improvements on it, except what we put there, and it's supposed to be unimproved value. So really it was a lay down misere, in my opinion, for an objection. So what we did, we used, from your point of view, and from all of our point of view, we want to go through this year just prompting our clients to have a think about what do their Valuer General's values do. They've got about 2 months to object. The Brisbane ones come out about March. The provincial ones come out no doubt at a different time, so we're going to have to just find out a bit about that maybe. And we want them to have a look at that and see if it's worth objecting. On this particular thing, I did the objection and they allowed the objection and came in with a reasonable value, and that took something like 25% off the rates we pay on the 2 blocks put together. So it made a significant difference. We didn't pay for an external valuer's report to be done because the bank had made us get reports anyway, so that was no extra cost. When you look at a report, particularly if it's trying to arrive at a straight value, there is always this sales evidence on the report. It analysed back, this is a rural one, therefore it says the sale, this particular sale, for example, analyses to approximately $2,317 per hectare. And then others analysed to different figures. So we tried to pick the thing that was the most like ours, and then we argued on this form of objection that the recent sale analyses to X dollars a hectare, whereas you valued ours at $4,200 a hectare, and then we just put those things up. Now, we don't have any particular expertise in doing these objections, and we're not proposing that we would do them, but in the till, the Today I Learnt thing that we put up on our intranet, I have linked you to this here, so that at least if you're trying to suggest something to a client, you'd have something to refer to. But the real message is, let's prompt clients to have a look at those things, because you might be able to reduce the valuations and save yourself some land tax and some rates.